What if I told you a book predicted the Titanic disaster 14 years before it happened, down to the name, size, and even how it sank? Because today, we're rediving into the kind of real-life coincidences that make you question everything you thought you knew about chance. From people who met their doppelganger on a train, to prophetic dreams that predicted death, and even chilling overlaps between historical assassinations. You're about to hear 10 true stories so bizarre, they might convince you that fate is real. And story number 7. It involves a lost photo, a family separated by war, and an impossible twist of timing you'll never forget. So stay till the end, because what seems like random chance might actually be something much, much deeper. 1. The Titanic wasn't the first Titanic in 1898. Author Morgan Robertson wrote a novella titled Futility. It described an unsinkable ship called the Titan, which struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic. And sank. Sound familiar? Now here's where it gets eerie. Both ships had lifeboat shortages. Both were 800 plus feet long, both hit an iceberg in April. Futility was published 14 years before the Titanic disaster. Coincidence or premonition? 2. The twin brothers who died the same way in 2002. Two twin brothers in Finland died in identical bicycle accidents on the same road just 2 hours apart. They didn't know each other had left home. Neither was wearing a helmet. Both were struck by trucks in exactly the same spot. Police were baffled. Locals said, "It's like the universe copy-pasted reality." 3. The mystery of the Jim twins. The twin brothers, both named Jim, were separated at birth and adopted by different families. They grew up unaware of each other. But here's where it gets strange. Both named their dogs Toy. Both married women named Linda. Then divorced and married women named Betty. Both became police officers. Both had a son named James Allen when they finally met at age 39. Even their handwriting is nearly identical. 4. The bullet that found its mark twice in the 1880s. A man named Henry Ziegland broke up with his girlfriend. Heartbroken, she died by suicide. The brother, furious, tracked Ziegland down and shot him, and turned the gun on himself. But Ziegland survived. The bullet had grazed his face and lodged in a tree. Years later, Ziegland tried to cut down that very tree using dynamite. The explosion launched the old bullet into his head, killing him instantly. Was it karma, fate, or something we'll never understand? 5. The P.O. time machine theory. In 1838, Edgar Allan Poe published the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym's story about shipwrecked men who starving, kill, and eat a cabin boy named Richard Parker. 46 years later, in 1884, a real ship sank. Survivors were found. And yes, they had killed and eaten the cabin boy. His name, Richard Parker. So, do these coincidences mean anything? Are we just connecting dots because our brains need patterns? Let's go deeper, because the next stories aren't just strange, they might mess with your sense of reality. 6. The reincarnated boy who solved his own murder in the Golan Heights. A 3-year-old boy claimed to remember his past life. He said he was murdered and led villagers to the exact spot of his previous body. And the murder weapon? Even creepier. He pointed out the killer by name, and the accused confessed. Local anthropologists witnessed the entire thing. If that one gave you chills, what's coming next will truly mess with your head. Hit that sub button because we're just getting started. 7. The photo that found its owner across time during World War II. A man named John stumbled across a photograph lying on the street, a girl's portrait, kept it in his pocket during the war for luck. After the war, he returned home, went to a dance, and met the same woman from the photo. They later married. She'd lost that photo years earlier in another city. How it reached him, no one knows. 8. The assassin connection. Lincoln and JFK? Ready for some wild history overlap? Lincoln was elected in 1860. Kennedy in 1960. Both were succeeded by men named Johnson. Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy. JFK had a secretary named Lincoln. Both were shot in the head on a Friday. That's just scratching the surface. 9. The baby who fell. In the 1930s, a baby in Detroit fell out of a window on the 3rd floor and landed safely on a man named Joseph Figlick, who happened to be walking by. A year later, it happened again, same baby. Same window, same man caught him. Neither were injured. Statistically, that shouldn't even be possible. 10. The book returned. 100 years later, a library book checked out in 1910 in Illinois was returned in 2022. But here, the twist there. No record of who returned it, and the library hadn't even existed for decades. Some say the person who borrowed it died, and the book found its way back. Others believe it never left. Are these really coincidences, or are we brushing up against something far more mysterious? Something that connects us all in ways we still don't understand? Comment below. Which story blew your mind the most? And have you ever experienced a coincidence that felt impossible?